What's up, everyone? Sam at Wyvern Kodiak. I have with me the Ketuo Akimbo. Now, this is a design by August Originals out of New York. Good friend of the channel. Really good dude. Got to hang out with him for a little while at Blade Show, and just a really good, down-to-earth, brilliant-minded guy that is constantly going and designing, and I really dig his design language. I think it's really cool, the modern minimalistic way that he designs knives is very cool, and just a really good person. So if you have not checked out his stuff, you should definitely go check out August Originals. Really cool stuff that he does there. So let's get into this thing here. So we have a titanium handle bronze ano on this. It's a little filthy over here, but ano tends to get that way. We have a clamshell design, so the scales come together and meet at the end. There's no back spacer here. It does have a lanyard loop in the back, which is kind of cool how they did that. Milled titanium pocket clip, and I love the way the pocket clip angles in here for the lanyard loop there. Nice touch on that. Looks like T8 hardware on everything. Interesting thumb studs on the knife. Come on, focus on me. Interesting thumb studs on the knife here, but they do work well. It is a frame lock, external relief cut on that. So let's open it up. Great action on that, flicks open easy. We have an M390 bead blasted blade here. It does have a flat grind on that. It's Wharncliffe-ish, kind of, but it also has a reverse tanto with a harpoon, so I'm not really quite sure what I want to call this blade shape. Let me know in the comments what you think this is. I'm going to go with a Wharncliffe harpoon on this thing. That's where I'm going with it. So, cool knife design. I dig it. You can also see here this very edge right here has good lock bar access on there as well. So very nice. Ketuo logo right here, and Akimbo right there. I do not see anywhere, I don't see a maker's mark or anything for August Originals, though I do know that this is his design. So, all right, so anyhow, let's talk specs here. Again, M390 flat grind on the blade here. This is 7.61 inches overall. Blade is 2.86 inches. It weighs 3.95 ounces. Now, this knife comes in 4 finishes. You can see on the screen here. 2 with the bronze scales, 1 with bead blasted on the blade, the other one with a black wash blade, and then the other one, they're calling it green. It's teal to me. And same blades as this, bead blasted version and a black wash version on it. So very cool options there. I think the teal with the black blade looks spectacular. But they're all good looking knives, and again, I dig the angular cuts on here. It's just very futuristic. It gives me, if you would have told me this is an arcane design, I would definitely tell you that I agree. That is the vibe I get from it. Again, very cool. It is very Ketuo. It is very August Originals. It is very cool. So let's talk about the ergos. Ergos in hand, I'm going to put 4 fingers on here, plenty of handle here, and 2 fingers kind of fall into this notch very comfortably here. Thumb out on the blade, there is no jimping here. I do wish there was some jimping, because bead blasting makes this slick right here. So I feel like I'm slipping, and without choking up, and I have big hands, right? Double XL hands, and I'm barely getting to that poon scoop right here, which isn't a very high harpoon anyhow. So I do wish that there was some jimping here. But nevertheless, the grip is comfortable. No pinch points, no hot spots. Everything is good there. I don't know if this is really a finger choil or if this is more of a sharpening choil and aesthetics. But you can get in here. I would just trigger grip it because flat you're going to be on the blade. But if you put it on an angle here and just kind of pull the trigger, if you will, this is great right here. And I can get in here and do some really good cuts. You can also choke up just on the flat right here and put your thumb right into that poon scoop and go to work this way as well. Pinch grips, draw cuts, those are all good as well. The action on the knife is on bearings. So drops to the nail, a little bit of shake and it's closed. Thumb studs work outstanding. The reverse flick from the blade hole works great. And then the thumb stud reverse flick also works very, very good. Action on this knife is really, really nice, and it's a very smooth, controlled drop on here. I'm not worried that this thing is going to come down and cut me. It's light enough and thin enough on the blade stock here that it's not something where I'm feeling like this is going to cut me open or anything like that. So very, very good action on this knife. Let's do a check on the pocket clip here. So the pocket clip here has good spring. It's not super, super tight, but it's got some tension on it. Has a decent ramp, and it looks like it has enough room at least for medium thickness fabric. So let's test it out and see what we think here. All right, pockets. All right, so these are our medium thickness test pants. I'm going to take the knife, put it in the pocket, see how well it slides into the pocket, how good the retention is on this pocket clip, how easy it slides out of the pocket, and if there's any long-term damage or fraying that will happen to the edges and seams of this pocket. So let's get started here. We're going to put this in position. A little bit of pressure, slides right over, no problems whatsoever. We're in there at the depth that it's going to get to. Sticks out definitely every bit of close to an inch here. 3/4 of an inch. So it is definitely not deep carry. These things don't bother me. I know it does other folks, but with a different angular type of handle and what he's going for here, you're not going to get that. But I will say that I think it is a cool design, and I think the pocket clip works very, very well. Sliding out of the pocket is no issue, and it's a really good pocket clip. It's just not for people that want deep carry. That's what I will say for that. Now, one other thing that I want to point out that is definitely probably my biggest gripe on this knife is right here. And I'm going to get closer here. Look at all this space here for the blade to handle ratio. That is an awful lot of dead space. I mean, that's close to 1/4 of an inch. Now, I know that it's coming down here, and to be honest with you, the dead space is because of this pocket, this lanyard loop. Personally, I would have redesigned this in a different way so that this wouldn't have been this way, because the blade to handle ratio on this is very, very far off because of that. Aesthetically, when you look at it this way, it doesn't look weird, so it's not a problem there. But I just feel like that was somewhere a design miss, and I'm not sure which party that's on, but that's something that really, I mean, right there, that's the tip of the blade right past my fingernail, right there. So look at all that space there. That's an awful lot of open area there. I would have figured something out. Even if I would have raised the blade a little bit here and changed the point in which it locks in to here, that would have corrected the issue, and it would have been not even a millimeter's difference on here. But you know, that's, again, not my design, but definitely a pet peeve of mine. I think that's probably going to be my biggest knock on this knife. So anyhow, that's what I got for you today, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments. My 2 knocks on this knife: no jimping and blade to handle ratio in the closed position here. And those 2, one of them is not such a big deal here on the jimping. The other one, to me, is a pretty big deal. You know, that one kind of is an annoyance on me. But the rest of this knife is really, really cool. I dig the way it looks. I like the way it functions. Action's fantastic. Materials are really nice. Fit and finish on this overall, with the exception of that blade to handle ratio issue, is spectacular. So they did a great job on here. And I definitely recommend you check out August Originals. Great guy, does really cool stuff. Anyhow, do me a favor, follow, like, subscribe the Wyvern Kodiak YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at Wyvern Kodiak. Check out our website, wyvernkodiak.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Stay informed all things Wyvern Kodiak. I appreciate everybody's time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you all have a fantastic day.